Yo, I need to talk to you about cliffhangers. Everybody loves a good cliffhanger story. So, um, I'm just going to cut to the chase and say the one person who probably does this the best is Dr. Freddie Haynes. This dude has some amazing stories, and he will tell this story at the beginning of his sermon and then just leave it. And you're not going to know what happens until the end of the story, the end of the sermon. And he's probably the most artful and the most creative and the most brilliant at doing that. But man, it's something that I employ on a regular basis. I love cliffhangers. And the idea is it helps you to tie everything together, right? So if you can intentionally tell a story at the beginning of your presentation, at the beginning of your speech, at the beginning of the sermon, and then tell the end of that same story or the back end or another part or another side of that story, it can add some extremely powerful impact to your presentation. I remember also Claudette Copeland. Claudette Copeland was speaking for a week and told a different version of the story every day. Such a powerful dynamic, such a powerful tool. Let me tell you what I normally do, and I do this when I'm writing, that even if you're not telling a story per se, the idea about tacking on to the back end of the presentation another part or an interesting part or an important detail or element is what can work to tie the whole presentation together. So I don't know, maybe you are, obviously there's a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so you tell the beginning at the first part and then you tell the end at the second part. But sometimes it's just a matter of revisiting the concept, because when you spoke about it the first time, you were generally introducing people to it, right? They had never heard of this little girl who was walking home one day, right? And so now they're invested and they want to know what happens to the little girl, right? But sometimes it can be something as simple as coming back to the same concept, because then the people are orientated to it differently, and they now are invested in the idea, or they have accepted the idea, and they will be willing to wrestle with it with you some more. So I wrote an article recently where I talked about the salad bowl versus the melting pot concept, right? That people see America as a melting pot, and so I'm arguing is that the melting pot concept is actually kind of violent language, and so I've never really liked the idea. But then I contrasted it with the salad bowl. And so at the end of the article, I come back to the value of the salad bowl concept. So it's not a cliffhanger in the sense of a story, but it is a cliffhanger in that at the end, I get to tie it all together. I get to bring it back. I get to bring back that same concept that the people have already connected with, and kind of seal the deal and close the circle, so to speak. So be creative, be intentional about using that story that you can close it all up with, so that the people are have been locked in the whole time. Once again, I'm happy to answer your questions. I thank you for everything that you shared already, all the comments, questions, ideas. Be sure to hit me up so we can talk more on the Thinkin chair, and send your questions to me at ccthinkinright, or put them in the comment section, and we can chop it up together to create more quality church content.